Are the children ready for a history lesson slash makeup tutorial? Guess what I got? I got the Frida, well, it didn't come in this. This is my bag. I purchased this a long time ago. We have the Frida Kahlo by Ulta Beauty collection, which I was quite excited about. I started the video off by saying, who's ready for a art history lesson, makeup tutorial? So that's what you're gonna get in this video. Might be a long video, but it's going to actually provide a lot of knowledge and information about art, about Frida Kahlo herself, her art, and when I saw that Ulta Beauty was actually doing a makeup line inspired by her. But I thought, what a fun video to make, to talk about the products, which there's more than this. I bought almost everything in the collection. We'll talk about the packaging, we'll talk about the products. At the end of the day, are they good? This is first impressions. I never really bought much from the Ulta Beauty collection. I go to Ulta, but I usually purchase more luxurious name brand items versus their brand. I think the part I'm most excited about, I mean, of course I'm excited to play with makeup, but I'm excited to share the plethora of information that I know about Frida Kahlo. I've been a fan of hers ever since I was a teenager, and in art history you learn about art. I'm big into art history. I like artists. I love looking at the artwork, and sometimes you can look at a picture or a painting and just be like, oh, especially in Frida Kahlo's case, like, oh, it's just a portrait of herself. You know, she painted so many, like 145 paintings total, and 55 of them were actually self-portraits. That's a lot of self-portraits, but there's reasons to that. And once you know more about her backstory, her history, what this woman went through, you and me, honey, we don't have room to complain. And we're going to play with makeup and talk about the packaging, the products. Do we like it? Is it rubbish? Let's just get into it. I'm going to talk about the makeup first, then as I'm putting the makeup on, we'll talk about Frida. So first things first, the palette. It does come in a really cute package, Frida Kahlo. And then every product almost has this on it, which reads, never apologize for who you are. Frida Kahlo was a very different kind of woman in so many great ways. She is very infamous as to having a unibrow and a little bit of a mustache in the picture. And I know there's some controversy in regard to the packaging. It looks great. There's not much of the unibrow. I mean, this photo actually came from the Frida Kahlo museum, or like whoever takes care of her stuff. They provided this photo to Ulta Beauty, and a lot of fans were, you know, like, that's not Frida Kahlo that I know. She ain't got the unibrow. Where's the mustache? Well, not every photo of Frida Kahlo has a unibrow, has a mustache. Sometimes she shaved it. How many women have facial hair and don't want it every day? So let's open it up and spill some tea on the product. You open it up. Very, very pretty. Here's the palette, and this is super cute, which I was actually really looking forward to. It's a brush cleaner, and I'll show it to you in a second. It does have a little bit of information in regards to her. It's cute. Okay, so a couple things. Packaging. The one sad thing about this, there's no magnet. I wish there was a magnet, because it just kind of... So that's like the sad thing, that it was like, oh, Ulta, I wish you had put a magnet there. Getting this stuff out is kind of hard. Here it's small, it's cute though, it has the pretty flowers, and it's not, I haven't opened it up yet. It does have you can see with the light shining, protective film. Pretty! We got a wide array. We have neutrals, we have pops of color, we have some shimmers. 8 are mattes, which most people are more into the mattes. The brush cleaner, I'm gonna show you this. It's super duper cute. It even has instructions on the back of it, which is nice. Open it, and then you're like, what's that inside? So a lot of people have these, or you've seen these at the beauty store. Even TJ Maxx has them. It's a brush cleaner. So I'll show you real quick. So like, let's say you're doing your makeup. I love this brush so much, but I want to dip into another color, but it's covered. You use this. I've not used this yet. You use it. First experiences. Off. It's like a Brillo pad-ish kind of texture. Sponge-ish. Alright, true test. Alright. Here's, yeah, you see that blue? Hi, blue blood. Okay, this is real. This was covered in blue eyeshadow. Oh yeah. Alright, here, I don't know if it'll show. I'll do it in front of the light. A little bit of powder. I don't know if y'all see the powder coming off. There's still powder coming off, but this was coated. But I think, yeah, you put it on your hand, there's nothing there. So I would be totally fine dipping this into a new color and continuing on with my look. The small white sponge can be dampened to remove cream or wet shadows and liners if you're doing cream stuff. So that's super cute that it's a 2-in-1 thing. And this will get used, I think, by a lot of us. And I bought stuff that I didn't even think I want because I typically don't use these kind of things. I didn't buy everything in the collection. There was a brush set that was like 30 bucks. The palette was 30. This is the Brow Master 4-piece brow kit. And there she is. Really pretty picture. Very powerful. And the colors. I love the colors. I'm familiar with this kind of product. I just don't use it very often. It is sealed. It does have the little thingy. Let's rip her off. Here she is. The light to medium. Medium to dark. It does have a highlighter, and it does have the setting wax for your brows. I wanted to try it. I wanted to buy it. And then I bought, there were 2 blushes and bronzers in the collection. Girl bought both. Does your Ulta do this? Look at that stupid these were $12. So here's this one. This is the Beso de Amor. I think this is the darker one. It was more pinky. This is the Soul. That one. Oh. I'll use both. I don't care. I'm that clown. You can see the difference between the two. Bronzer. Okay, this one's lighter. Oh, these have a magnet. Yes, satisfying. Because I'm that nerd that wants to know stuff. There's a magnet. But you could... Oh. And the palette has a magnet too. Just the box. The box doesn't have a magnet. Ooh, there are more. Anyways, this is the Frida Kahlo. It's called, I like the names, the Perfect Canvas Face Primer. So we do have a primer, and it is sealed for your protection. I'm a fan. I was excited. I don't get excited about too many makeup drops, but this one was fun because I like her. We're going to get into that tea in a second. She's got a lot of tea to spill, actually. She's a controversial lady. Cool, bad, but still weak. So weak and so strong. But sometimes you can't be strong every day. It gets the better of you sometimes. Is the Heart of Gold Liquid Illuminator. So it's a highlighter. It's a highlighter. Let's call it what it is. It's small. It is, well, y'all can see how small it is. I don't do that ounces stuff. Y'all got internet. Y'all can look online. I'm not going to disclose my age, but I'm in my 30s. I won't say upper, middle, or late. It has writtens on it that tells you the ounces and stuff. I need my bifocals. I did open this. And this is gold, girl. This is gold. I was a little scared. I'm pale. I'm pale face. It looks cute. I think that will work on any skin tone, and you don't have to use it on your cheeks. You could use it on your eyes. You could use it anywhere. Anyways, there are 4 liquid lipsticks. Here they are. So it is nudes, it is reds. They are pretty. The color I opened yesterday, because I knew it wouldn't go with the eye look I'm going to do today. It's a baby pink. This one is called Vita. I love the names. This one has a bit of a reddish, a maroonish reddish called Passion, not Passion, Passion. And then this one is pretty, and that is called Surreal. I have this one, which is called Sensual. Sensual, I have to say it that way. I'll show you these I'll get to it, but It's one of these kind of applicators. It's not a doe foot. This color, it's cute. Very streaky. Very streaky. I had to do 2 coats and it was very streaky. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I am going to use the face primer. I primed my lids already, nothing fancy. I just used the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. When I watch makeup videos and makeup tutorials, no one ever uses that. It's always the MAC Paint Pat Lips Match. That stuff works for me because it would always, you know, back in the day, y'all know my age, so back in the day we didn't have really primers and stuff, and I have oily skin, so I would always get my eyeshadow it would crease, and then you're taking your finger and you're like, alright, get back down on my eye. Stupid and terrible, and makeup has come such a long way in so many great ways. Alright, so let's use the face primer. So create a flawless canvas for makeup application. Helps to smooth skin and blur pores to create a soft focus effect. Alright, contains no parabens, no gluten, no mineral, or no fragrance, which is great. Fragrance, when it's in a product, can, if something causes irritation, usually it's fragrance. Alright, so I have some on my hand. You don't have to use a lot. A little bit goes a lot. Ooh, it's very silky. I probably just wasted it all in my hand. Alright. And then you just kind of put it on your skin. I feel like I need more. I'm bad when it comes to primers, because I know you're not supposed to use that much. It's been on for a few minutes. I stopped the video. Do I look any different? Yeah, the high bags. Let's let that head that way so we don't see her. It's okay. It's nothing. I've used some primers before where I felt like, ooh, pores be gone. I'm gonna put foundation on. I normally don't wear foundation, but I'm just doing more of a basic look because I don't think Frida did contouring and stuff like that. I don't think she was really known for that. You know, a nice bold lip and some pretty eyes. She wasn't all into the craziness that some of us do for the sake of beauty. So I'm gonna go off camera, put some foundation on real quick. Okay, so I did put some liquid foundation on, and right now I'm kind of going in with the Beso de Sol bronzer. I didn't think I was gonna touch the bronzer, but I'm like, let's play. You bought the stuff. Let's try it. So I'm Little Miss Make That. Y'all do that? This is probably more contouring versus a bronzer. You make a V. Get rid of that double chin. Or at least some of it. So I threw some on my chin. And I just take a fluffy brush and just kind of blend it out. So this one, I picked the lighter. The yellow one's the lighter one. So if that helps you remember when you're at the store or ordering online, the lighter one is the lighter one. And then the darker red one is better for darker tones. I did bronzer around, and I did some of that. I'm not much of a bronzer person in my day-to-day makeup routine. I don't really use it. Let's go in with some blush. Ooh, okay, this is pretty. Yeah, okay. It's subtle. It's a blush. I'm not much of a blush person, so I have a tendency to go overboard sometimes. Like, ooh, you want it to show, honey, right? It's blush. It's supposed to look like you're blushing. It's supposed to look subtle. And here this girl going in. It's not powdery. The bronzer, there's been no kickback. It's still nice and clean. Oh, that's another pet peeve. I like keeping my stuff clean. I see some makeup tutorials where people, their palettes are all dusty and powdery, and I'm like, oh, y'all need to clean that. Nice. Okay. So the face primer didn't do much for me. It's just average. Blush does have a sheen. It's got a shimmer to it. I see almost gold. I see a little gold. Yeah, it does. It's got a gold undertone. I still see my pores. That stuff did not blur my pores into infinity. It's just okay. The brows. We're gonna use this. I don't use powder. I'm just gonna use the tools it came with and see what the heck I create. Normally, when I'm doing my eyebrows, I use a pencil and then I do a gel and I call it a day and they look real. I'm not one of those little miss. I know Frida Kahlo is very well known for her eyebrows. I am not. I'm known for just more natural looking eyebrows. I don't like the big caterpillars. I want to look basic, I guess, when it comes to eyebrows. Other makeup things, I'll do more flair. So let's go in. I'm just going to play with this. It's powdery. I mean, you're going to get some little kickbacks. I'm just lifting up my eyebrows real quick. I get some powder in there. So, some people don't know anything about Frida Kahlo, and I know a lot. She was born in 1907, and she died in 1954. So she was 47 years old when she passed away. She did get polio at the age of 6, which is a pretty serious disease. Oh, you can already see the difference there. Cute. We get vaccinations for it nowadays, so it doesn't rear its ugly head again. And again, I don't know much about diseases and vaccines, so don't come at me, vaccine community, don't come at me if I got something wrong. When it comes to, she got polio, and it actually left her right leg thinner than her other leg. And when you think of Frida Kahlo, or you see pictures of her, you see her oftentimes wearing those big, flowy, full Mexican skirts. They're pretty. There's just a big, wide, open skirt. And it's very traditional Mexican style, just these big, beautiful, flowy skirts. And they looked great on her. She loved her Mexican heritage and culture. And it kind of worked in her favor because those skirts covered up her leg, which was thinner than the other. And actually, to recover from polio, her father encouraged her to get into sports. And so to help strengthen her legs and to help her recover better and faster, she got involved in sports, and actually one of them was wrestling. So if that doesn't give you the start of how cool this lady is. Like, she did wrestling in an era when that was, I mean, even when I grew up in the 90s, 80s and 90s, it was like, girls don't wrestle. Sometimes, but not really. It's just nowadays becoming more like, okay, girls can join the wrestling team, or it can be co-ed or different things like that. So back in the early 1900s, 1915s or so, before the 20s, she was doing unusual things. All right, so I did one eyebrow. There's a little bit of a difference. I don't hate it. I don't hate this eyebrow stuff. It's not bad. Let's do the other one and continue on. So she grew up in Mexico, and actually, as growing up and going to school, she actually was thinking about getting into medicine, to the medical field. But she was in school, she was traveling on a bus, and there was an accident. The bus she was on collided with a streetcar, and a metal pole. Imagine impaled. You know what impaled is? It goes through you, not just like, oh, it pierced me. Impaled is skewer, honey. It impaled her through her hip. Her hip, her spine, and her pelvis were fractured. She got messed up. She had to wear a full body cast for 3 months, and she was bedridden. You're in a full body cast, honey. You're not going anywhere. What did she do? She painted to pass time. And her father actually rigged up this easel for her to paint. Because I want you to get a picture. It's not just her laying in bed with an easy little easel, okay? If you Google images of Frida Kahlo, an accident and bedridden, myself, I just know through history and books and stuff that I've read. She was in a cast. She couldn't move much. She could move her arms, but like they had to keep her head. She couldn't move her head really. Like it was in some kind of like sling. Like her head was in a sling, and her father rigged up this thing, an easel that was like her laying in bed. It was right here, and she would just paint like that. She couldn't move her head very much. Very limited mobility. I'm gonna go in with the setting wax and try it. And how do you use this stuff? I don't use it. Do you just take the spoolie and put some on your brush? That's what you do, right? Right? So I'm just putting the spoolie in here and gathering some. And just, oh! I ain't gonna say what it looks like. I did too much. Girl did way too much. Lesson learned. The wax, a little bit goes a long way. I'm going back in. I'm going back in, Bill. Just do a little bit. Okay. I don't hate the brows. Far away. I don't hate them. I would use this again. I will keep it. Let's get into the eyeshadow and more tea on Frida. She painted herself. What else you gonna paint? You know, you can have a mirror hanging up there. You can look at yourself and mimic and, you know, fine craft things. She was quoted as saying, "I paint myself because I am alone and I am the subject I know best." So if you think about it, bedridden, yeah, she was at home. Her family and her sisters were there, but they're in school or they're busy or, you know, mom and dad are busy doing things. So she was alone a lot. She just painted herself and became quite good at it. The palette! The part I'm most excited about. I do like this palette because you could do a wide array. You can do like a sunset eye. You could do a neutral eye. Me, myself, real quick, I always go in with a base and I just coat the whole eye. So I'm going to go in with this color called Perla because that is like the softest color. That's me. How I do my makeup, I always put down a base color. And then I go in with the fun stuff. A little bit, let's just do the test. Kickback, but it's normal. If you're gonna do that to your brush, you're gonna get some kickback. Let's talk about Diego Rivera. That was her husband. I believe she met him when she was in school. Rivera is a really famous Mexican painter, activist. He's a big cheese. And the man is definitely looks like a big piece of cheese. The man is big. He is an obese man. He got the ladies though. Like if you look at him, he's not good looking. He is not, to me, I mean, I like to find beauty in everything and everyone. Because you know how it is. You can meet someone and be like, he's not that cute or she's not that cute. And then you get to know their personality or their interests. And, that sometimes makes them more attractive to you. This makeup, this one's not wowing it for me. She met up with Diego Rivera. This was after her accident. She was healed from the streetcar accident. And she wanted Diego to review some of her portraits and paintings. You know, which, you know, if this really great painter likes my work, then that means something. You know, he liked her work. But he liked her too. He was like 22 years her senior. This color, you don't really see it on my skin tone. It's just a base. Not my favorite. It's dull, it's powdery. Not as in powdery like it's gonna fall off. I didn't get no fallout or anything like that. It's just okay. So she met up with Diego. He liked her work, and about a year later, after they met, they got married. And Frida was still painting. She wasn't well known at the time. She was starting to, because she had connections with Diego. He would get commissioned to go here, go there, and he'd do his paintings. And he was married to Frida, so she came with, of course. And they traveled a lot due to where he had to work and get commissioned. The United States, other parts of the country, Europe a bit. So they did that. And then we get into more of what really went down in their marriage. I'm gonna go in with Adobe. Adobe. It's kind of like this terracotta color. Little fallout, but not much. Hold on. Not much. Not much. I like that. And this I'm gonna put in my crease. Blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Ooh! She pigmented. Okay. Whoa. This might be too much. And I'll put it in my crease. I dab a little bit on the eyelid just to have it lay nice. So I'm just kind of going in my crease and blending it so it's not as crazy. The story of Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. Lots of infidelity. Mostly on the part of Diego. The man cheated a lot. It's weird though, because when you Google images of him, he's not good looking. And to hear like, he cheated on her with all these women, it's like, how? Like, maybe I'm a little biased. Like, if he came to me, I'd be like, no, you gonna crush me, you big boy. He's big, he was overweight. And Frida Kahlo was a very small lady, so I don't know how she handled him, but she handled him. But when you love someone, sometimes size doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, he must have been a ladies' man. He must have been Mr. Smooth. Frida found out Diego's cheating on you. So what did Frida do? Tit for tat. She did too. I'm not condoning that kind of behavior. If someone cheats on me, I'm not gonna be like, well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's like, no, you don't respect me enough. So I mean, me, myself, I'm gone, honey. I'm gone, I'm flown, goodbye. But she wasn't like that. I don't know why. So she cheated on him. And he found out about it too. But here's where it gets a little juicy. It wasn't always with men. Frida Kahlo was bisexual, and she found some ladies that were also into that kind of thing. Or maybe you just met Frida and she enamored you with her, just her essence and stuff like that. Who knows? You know, sometimes you don't think you're gonna go a certain way till you meet somebody and you're like, ooh, who knows? So anyways, yeah, this is pigmented. That looked pretty, huh? I like it. I'm enjoying it. Okay. Oh, let's use the thing. The brush cleaner. I like that. Okay. So she cheated on him too. I'm going to diffuse this a little bit so it's not as bright. Now that my brush doesn't have much product on it. So she also cheated on him with men. And when Diego found out, oh, she cheated on me with a man, he didn't like that. But when she cheated on him with women, he didn't mind as much. It's a pride thing probably, right? Oh, woman, pfft, that ain't nothing. That ain't no contest. She cheated on me with a man? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And a lot of times during that time frame in their lives, they lived in separate houses, which, if you're married to someone, that's probably not a good sign. Next, I'm going to take one of these brushes, and I'm going to go in with a more. Ooh, this one's powdery. This one's more powdery. Let's see. It's powdery. I've not gotten any fallout. So anyways, they lived in different houses, and they even got divorced in 1939, only to get remarried a year later. I'm gonna put this kind of like in the crease a little bit So, I'm gonna go this way. It's pretty though, it's pigmented. It really is. Not bad. I'm gonna go back in with the brush. I did the terracotta, the Adobe color, and just kind of blend it. I don't need to do the cleaner because there's really nothing on there. So anyways, they got divorced. They got remarried. And then, guess what Diego did? Well, he cheated on Frida. But guess who guess who he cheated on her with? Here's the real tea. This blend's nice. He cheated on Frida with Frida's sister, Christina, as her younger sister. To me, that's a slap in the face. It's extremely disrespectful. She still stayed with him, though. I'm not down with cheating. You cheat, you gone. I'm not promoting that kind of lifestyle. This fun. Pretty. Okay. When she found out he cheated on her with her sister Christina, her younger sister, she didn't paint for a whole year. That's a big deal. When she did paint, the painting was called A Few Small Nips. Okay? Google the images, you'll find it. It's a disturbing painting, and it's actually based off of a news story that was in the news. It was about a guy who caught his wife cheating on him. And when you see the picture, it's a woman lying on a bed. She's naked, she's bloody, and then there's a man standing beside the bed. He's bloody. Obviously, he, just gave her a few small nips. It's not a big deal. And then it is a big deal. And then the crazy wild thing is Frida put it in a frame, a wooden picture frame, and I believe used her own blood. When you Google the images, you'll see it. It's in a light oak wooden frame, and the frame is bloody, and I believe that's Kahlo putting her own blood on there. So it was like, all right, you did something terrible, you hurt me. So she let it out through the canvas, and in a lot of her paintings, you see some different things. There's one called The Broken Column. It's a self-portrait. It's Frida. She's naked, but she's wearing the corsets that she often had to wear due to her broken body throughout the bus accident. I said she was in a full body cast for a very long time. So these paintings, even if they're after the time when she was in these casts, it still haunts you. It's still a memory. So she has several paintings of her where she's in these casts and corsets. So I went in with the yellow, and I'm starting to put that in the corner of my eye. But when you look at a lot of Frida Kahlo's paintings, they tell a story. It's not just a portrait of her. Like there's one, I think it's called The Little Deer or something like that. Like it's Frida's head on a deer's body and all these arrows are piercing it. The woman went through a lot of pain in her lifetime, and I think it definitely shows through her paintings. And she had miscarriages due to her accident. She wasn't able to have children. She always spoke about how she wanted to give Diego a child, but she was physically not able to. So when you see a self-portrait of her, it's not just, how's that look? Pretty? It's not just a self-portrait. I'm going to go in with Muse a little bit, and I'm in the corner of my eyes. A little shimmer in the thing there. I'm just going to use a brush. Ooh. When it comes to the shimmers, you never know what you're going to get. A lot of times I like to wet them, but I always like to try them as is before wetting them to see if it works. It's there. But anyways, like there's portraits, there's paintings Frida did of her laying in a hospital bed, having a miscarriage. There's a lot of fallout. Just take a brush, it'll go. So not bad. I'm gonna go off camera and finish this real quick. I think the look's pretty much done. I kind of did a sunset look. I'm gonna go do eyeliner, some mascara real quick, and then come back and we'll do the illuminating highlighter. Okay, crew, so I got off camera. Eyeliner, mascara, I did the lips. For the lips, I went with Passion. So here's the almost completed look. This one I like way better than the light pink one. This one is pigmented. The really pink one was patchy. I had to do 2 coats and it dried out my lips. It's so weird how the same thing, you know, things are different. This red one, I like it. I'll keep it. One swatch. I didn't have to double dip or anything like that. I got this illuminator. Oh! It's leaking! Oh! That makes me mad. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this back in the tube. Heart of Gold liquid illuminator. I have it on this cheek. Let me tell you something. I have way too much on this finger. I'll do it over here. A little bit goes a long way. Like, in all honesty, dab, dab, dab. You see it already. This stuff is bright. Shoot. I made a mess. Me, myself, I take a beauty sponge and kind of diffuse it a little bit so it's not as crazy. Maybe on a darker skin tone, it wouldn't look so bad. I'm pale. Yeah, hi. I like that. That's pretty. All right, so I made a, be very careful. Look at that. This was like $10. I'm not wasting this. I'll find a way. All right, so here's my completed look. The palette's cute. I recommend it. It's cute. It's pigmented. Not bad. For the price and for what it does its job. The lipsticks, some colors are better than others. This one was fine. Passion was great. Vita was a little patchy, extra drying. And I had to do 2 coats, but I'll still keep it because it's a pretty color. The face primer, I think, was the only product I wasn't that crazy about because it just wasn't that amazing. It didn't blur the pores. I still see them. It's just okay. It's a cute look. I will rock this again. The liquid illuminator was I like that a lot. That's something I will use daily. It's a Frida Kahlo. She's more than just a unibrow and a mustache Mexican lady who painted pictures of herself. There's reasons why she painted pictures of herself. And there is a movie called Frida. Salma Hayek plays Frida Kahlo. It's a great movie. It's long, but it's good. Has more information about her involvement in, you know, the Communist Mexican Party, portraits and paintings she painted. They recreate live action in the movie. Visually stunning. It's a great movie, and it explores the life of a really interesting lady. There's more to her than meets the eye. It's more than just portraits. She was often compared by Salvador Dali and other famous painters as being a surrealist painter. And then she was like, well, what's surrealist mean? And once she found out, she's like, no, I just paint what I see. I paint my reality. When you look at some of her paintings and you look at a Salvador Dali, you can maybe kind of see somewhat similarity. Frida painted what she saw, what she felt. To her, it wasn't surrealism, it was realism. This is what I feel, so how can that be surreal when it is so real? She died at the age of 47 of a pulmonary embolism, which is like a clot, like a blood clot. They never did an autopsy on her, so allegedly a lot of people do think it was a possible suicide overdose on prescribed medication. A little bit later in her life, Frida Kahlo did have a big art gallery showing of her paintings. And at the time, she was bedridden because she actually had, a while back, had contracted gangrene, lost part of her leg. She wore a prosthetic leg. If you ever Google it, you see the image. It's pretty. It's a piece of art. It has a painted shoe and a stocking. It's red. It's pretty. She was a stylish lady until the end. Her doctor told her, well, you can't go to this gallery. You got to be in bed rest. You can't leave your bed. So she went to the gallery in an ambulance, and they had set up her bed at the art gallery so she could be there, observe talk to people, socialize. So she just went to the gallery and was her fabulous self, but in bed. Why miss your own gallery? So if that shows a little bit about the spirit of her, there's so much more. It was makeup. I could do a whole thing of the makeup, and I could do a whole thing of Frida. There's just so much. There's too much about her. If you're interested, if any of what I told you about her piqued your interest, go look her up, watch the movie, get a book, and then you can go to Ulta and buy the makeup and create your own fun, artistic look. So again, thanks for watching my video. I appreciate it. I think the look turned out pretty good. It's not too crazy. I think it's something everyone could wear, enjoy, and as you kind of saw, it wasn't too hard. I don't love every product in the collection, but I think for the most part they're fun and they create something really pretty. So be your own inner artist and never apologize for who you are. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.